headquartered in Taiwan. And I will show you some information about the company and then a little bit about our products. And I would like to ask, before I start, how many of you have experience with UPS systems that you actually actively use and sell? Let me see. 40% of the audience. Okay, so UPS is not exactly a dumb thing, it's not useless. There is a function for it, and it is a very fast developing market. And the way power management requirements go, it will be one of the key items for every office, for every home, for every data center. So let me first of all make a very short video to present a little bit cyber power. I hope it plays. Sound? You don't have sound? No sound. Oh, maybe. Sorry, no sound, so we just forget it. There's no phones. Okay. So please move this, and we'll do it the old-fashioned way. So, about cyber power. The company has been established almost 30 years ago, headquartered in Taiwan. One of the first locations that it did business, besides Asia, was the United States of America, where it excelled. Headquartered there is in Minneapolis in USA, and these are our international locations as a company. We have more than 3,000 people who work for us, many of them under research and development, and also we are listed in the Taiwanese Stock Exchange. So it is actually a public listed company. So my base is here in Eindhoven, the Netherlands, which is the headquarters for Europe. And we take care of every part of Europe with a very big warehouse near Rotterdam, except Germany, Austria, Switzerland, which is taken care of by a German office, and then France and North Africa, which is taken care of by our French office. Moscow in Russia is taken care of only Russia and Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan at the moment. So in here we have Asia region with a lot of different offices. We have many, hold on a second, I have to find this here. We have a lot of manufacturing facilities here in Asia. So you can see many factories in China, also a research center in Taipei, a very new factory that produces high-end rack mount systems in Tainan, Taiwan, and they also produce inverters for solar solutions. And then we also have an assembly line in the Philippines, and we also have 2 assembly lines in India. In India, we have actually 11 offices. It's a very big development market for us. Okay, so back to the previous. I apologize, I had all this on the video, but no sound. All right. Why? No, we not change the channel. But no, but if I put headphones or whatever, there's option.
You can change it to like output to headphones or to speakers. It's probably better.
I put speakers, they work. So anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So now we have all these offices in the Far East and so on. In terms of products, this is what we produce. So currently, Adsys is rather new in the UPS business with cyber power at least. been buying products from Eaton on and off, and focusing more on this product line, especially the backup UPS systems, and some of the smart app, and that's it at the moment. So you can see there's a very big portfolio of products. We deal with telecommunications. How do we deal with telecommunications? We have two lines of products. One is for internet service providers, so rack UPS systems for switches, routers, etc. And we also have DC UPSs for backing up fiber optic lines. And we are among the largest in the world in this field of business. We also have inverters that I will talk a little bit more about it because Nikolai asked me to push this item in the market. So I will make some special presentation for it later. Surge protectors, mobile accessories. Here is the most interesting part. As you can see, we divide our products in a way very similar to APC. So they have the backup solution, we have the backup solution. They have the smart UPS, we have the smart UPS. They have the enterprise systems, we have the enterprise systems. So basically, whatever they have, we have, only better and more cost effective. So, and we have also renewables over here that we work with them mostly on project basis. These products require a special channel, so not anybody who sells into the IT environment can actually distribute and configure this type of products. But if there is a project, either on-grid or off-grid, with solar or battery management systems and things like that, yes, we have a lot to offer. Now, another point which is very interesting is here, three-phase systems for data centers and PDUs. So, very important items both as we grow our business. So, so far, Adsys' strategy was to enter the market from the low end and capture market share from various gray imports and competitors. And he has pretty much succeeded doing so, and we support him fully. Now, let me this is a much better way to see the products. So, single-phase UPS, three-phase UPS, PDUs, and automatic transfer switches. You know what's an automatic transfer switch, right? You have two power sources, A and B. One can be UPS, the other can be a generator, or can be the grid. And if let's say the UPS suddenly breaks, you don't have a downtime, it automatically switches to the other power source. And also has another feature, it sees which power quality is better, and then it goes to that one. Exactly. So if you have, let's say, you can also use it without a UPS. For example, you can have public power grid and a generator system in some large installations. So it will automatically select that one. PDUs is power distribution units, very important things for data center environments. You can switch between different devices, you can monitor and so on. Racks, which we don't sell in Europe at all. This is only for project. The biggest project we have right now in Europe for this is with British Telecom. We have installed more than 13 million devices for this, and pretty much every home in the UK with the open reach next to the router or built inside the router, we make custom constructions, they have a power backup solution. So this is DC, of course. So some of them are for indoor, others are for outdoor, others are for clusters. Outdoor, like you have here, you have a distribution from fiber optic to ADSL, and then you have some type of closet. And in this cabinet, you have one of these things, for example, you could have. So, inverters of all types, solar systems, surge protectors, accessories, and a lot of software, which is, by the way, mostly for free. So, why not? To show, these are some of our biggest direct customers in the world that we have, and you can see big names here. In the telco, we manufacture for AT&T, Verizon, British Telecom, and also Nokia. So the others are simply people who install things, but these are companies who actually use our products under their logo. Retailers, we have a lot, distribution and so on. These are the biggest, some of the biggest names in the world, multi-billion corporations, all of them, that use cyber power. Okay. Okay, more than 100 million devices sold and installed and protected so far around the world. This is for UPS systems. We're talking about, not including telco, by the way. Telco is a separate project. Cyber power currently is number 2 in North America, and it is number 4 worldwide. So who is number 1? APC. Who is number 2? Eaton. Who is number 3? Emerson. And who is number 4? Cyber power. So we are very close to Emerson. Of course, the reason APC and Eaton are greater than us is because they have some systems that we don't provide, especially in the marine environment. Marine UPSs and some industrial rectifiers that they sell a lot, and we don't have them. But we are on the top of data center management systems around the world with different types of products. And we have a lot of patents. By the way, here I mentioned somewhere the patents. More than 280 exclusive patents in design, technology, energy efficiency, and so on. So let me stay here a little bit. Now, this is very important. You know that power is going up in terms of pricing, also here in Bulgaria, like everywhere, and there is no escape, unfortunately. At the end of the day, you will pay more and get less. That's the method behind the madness. So, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so we have developed a technology since many years. We call it Green Power UPS. It's a trademark and it's a patented technology. And what it does is very simple. You have, this can only be applied on light interactive UPS. It's a special type of technology. It's not online. You have power coming in from the grid. And then instantly, this power is being checked. Is it within a certain voltage level or not? If it is, it just goes through filtering and then to output. If it's not, it will pass from an automatic voltage regulator that will level the power to the right level and then shoot it out. If we don't pass current from this automatic voltage regulator, and we just bypass it, we are reducing the heat by more than 85%, and therefore saving electricity. So if you take one of our UPSs with this technology, after the batteries are charged and you touch it, it's totally cold, almost ice cold. It doesn't mean it's not working, it's just very heat and energy efficient because of this bypass system. Most of the time, the power is steady and you don't need to go through the ADR. So that's why you have this type of advancement. Now, let me show you here in numbers what it means. Now, I compare here with APC, which is my favorite subject all the time. So as you can see, whatever products they have, we have. So now, this is old line, this is the new line. I think we are, ERT, no, this is the new line. Okay, so we take the smallest entry-level business UPS, this model. We have 18.1 BTU per hour heat dissipation. The same one from APC is 90. We consume only 5.3 watts, and the APC is 26.4. You get the message. So this is just plug it in and do nothing, just for itself. What does it consume? What does it mean? And I apologize for Bulgaria, I have all data, but this is Bulgaria. So if you take this small UPS and you compare it with APC, based on prices in 2012, which I'm sure they have raised a lot because I also have 2 homes in Bulgaria and I pay a lot for electricity, trust me. Every month it's getting worse and worse. So just for this, you have 17.81 euros per year saving. Just doing nothing, just plug it in. Now if you go for a more serious UPS, like a 3000 with extended battery function, you have, like this, 37.61. Some of the models, like the standard one, this is the SMT 3000 standard model from APC. Look at the price difference, 78.12. And this is with 2012 pricing. So that's, if you go into some type of a project, and power saving is one of the key points, and energy efficiency, cyber power is the best in its kind and is patented. All right, so, any questions about this? You can see, okay, 5 and 6 kVA, you have a lot of savings, of course. Right. Continuing. We have direct partnerships with may the force be with you. So Energy Star and VMware, Nutanix, this is a solution which is a cloud solution, which is right now a new partner to us, but we've been developing systems for Energy Star and VMware directly since many, many years. In fact, we are the first company in the world to have a UPS classified as Energy Star. It consumes less than 3 watts power for itself. I can even show you the model later. Now, in terms of R&D, 350 plus in-house engineers, a lot of patents, testing laboratory, all the international conformity standards. Manufacturing, we have 7 factories and 1 injection site for plastics, so we also make plastics as well. And all the certifications, of course, and all the service and support. So. Now, what did I want to show here? This I don't need. Right. So far, any questions or not? Yes, sir.
This comparison with the APC, if you compare with other manufacturers, is it similar?
It is similar because, like I said, this energy saving solution is patented, so it's a patent and it cannot be replicated, so it belongs to cyber power. And it's a very simple idea, really. It's like a bypass solution for Light Interactive. I think I have here the actual graphic somewhere. Here. This is the difference between us and other brands. This is for Line Interactive. Remember, there are 3 UPS technologies. Standby, which we don't manufacture, except for DC environment. There is Line Interactive, which is very common for the smaller UPS and even for some of the data center UPS. And there's Online, which is very popular in Bulgaria, for example, in many other countries because it has more advantages. But depends on the environment, depends on the application. Line Interactive sometimes is equally desirable. So and this is here. The whole idea is the idea, and then here it's a little ASIC chip that checks the power and either bypass or goes through ADR. So that's it. Right. So now I put this list a couple of days ago, thinking what people know about UPS and how you select a UPS. So it's not like a bag of apples. You understand? I mean, there's a thinking process behind it. So first of all, you want a UPS how you want it, to be a tower, to be a rack, to be mounted on the wall, how you want it. Then how much power you want it to provide. Okay? Then for how much it should run. Critical devices. I get, for example, from Nikolai sometimes a request, I want 6 kVA and it has to run for 3 hours. Oops. You know, that's a lot of money there to spend on batteries. So, okay, 6 kVA for how much? 6 kVA, that means 6,000 watt load, or it might be 200 watt load that you want to run for 3 hours. So this is very important to understand because this affects money. The more runtime and the higher load, the more money you have to spend. All right, and then what kind of sockets that you want to have? Is it IC, is it Strugo, is it something else? Like a 3-wire output, what is it? So this you also have to know how you're going to install it. And then, how much do you want it to cost you? And it's not just like I buy UPS today. it was €2 cheaper or more expensive than the other one, so I bought that one. You have to think, this UPS has a total cost of ownership, which means power consumption. I mentioned that before, so how much you save per year. Or heat dissipation, or service requirements, or lifespan, how easy it is to change the batteries. So this is very important. So, let me show you one thing, make a parenthesis here. So this is one of our business UPS. I will select the one I chose before to compare with ABC. Again, I mean, why is not? Hold on a second, guys, because with my audio, after I put the HDMI, I have a problem. I think it's the HDMI that draws the audio. You should have the HDMI connected to the audio. I'm telling you, that's what it is. No. But it's a speaker. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, I see. No, you don't, just give me the cable for the speaker. Hold on a second, sorry, we are very lousy in terms of preparation for the devices. So this is how to change the battery on this particular
Battery replacement tutorial for professional and smart app sine wave UPS series. Please take the following safety precautions. The batteries for this UPS series operating in only use replacement batteries certified by
Although you don't see this model over here, please notice it looks like a box, but it has a lot of fancy things into it. Just take a look, okay? Just admire it. Afterwards, I'm going to compare the same model against ABC. Okay, so exactly you know where we stand. All right, so continue.
Start. Remove the front panel by pushing the top forward.
You see? Click, panel out. You saw that, right?
With two hands. Pull on both knobs.
Anybody can do it. Easier than to operate a coffee machine.
To remove the battery compartment cover, pull on the plastic tag to pull out the battery.
And now here is...
And disconnect the battery connectors.
Now, what do you see here? For those of you who know about UPS, you see two standard UPS batteries. People say to me, do you have the RBP 265 replacement kit? No, I don't. You can go and buy two batteries, slap them together, put the cables, and put them in. It will cost you half the price, and you can have them needed. So, of course, I can also sell you the replacement kit, which will cost you double. So, it's just that they give replacement kit names with fancy codes, so that you say, oh, I want the RBP 0129. There are very few battery packs that I like to sell. And there are those who have inside calibration sensors for the batteries and load management. Only those. The others, they're like this, please, it's better to go and buy. Any battery you like. Okay, continue.
Reinstall with a replacement battery and reconnect the battery connectors. Reinstall the battery compartment cover and push both of the knobs to secure. To reinstall the front panel, remove the LCD display and insert the bottom of the panel into the slots. Then push the top to secure. Place the cable into the space between the front panel and battery cover. And then slide the LCD.
By the way, did you see that the LCD panel is removable? Wow. You can have the UPS on the floor and you can have this mounted on the wall. And it's also, did I mention it's programmable, right? And it has a high definition monochrome display. Who says UPS cannot be fancy, right?
LCD display into the slot. To complete the battery replacement, you may run the battery test by using the LCD panel. This video will demonstrate by using the buttons on the LCD panel to configure the UPS settings. To perform battery test via the LCD panel, hold down the downwards arrow for 2 seconds to enter the self-test menu. Select Yes to perform the self-test. And press Enter to
that it is a very complex system and also at the same time very easy and very ergonomic to use. Now, since I mentioned this product and I also mentioned it, this is our entry-level business UPS, okay? Since I mentioned this, and I also show you the energy consumption for it, the technology I associated with a specific model from ABC, it is only, it is only fair to that one. Thank you. So it is only fair to show you the equivalent model from ABC and to show you the differences. And then you can go into whatever retail site and see the price difference as well. Okay? So, Adsys.com. I apologize for entering such a hostile name into my computer. So, and we go to Bulgaria. Okay, and then we take products, UPSs, and we take a networking server. It's a smart UPS. And we say, how do we search here? No, I just want to look for a specific model. Okay. It's called SMT 750. This is the one. This is the one without the built-in lamp. Okay. So you can see. Let me also go to cyber power. Okay. This is ABC, and ours is coming up in a moment. I'm using my mobile phone for the internet connection, so I have some problem. I have all kinds of problems with this one. So first, excuse me, waiting for the photos to load. Okay. Come on. Okay, good. Now, you can see with the LCD is removable, and here, you can see it's not. You can see the back. It's the same. The only difference is you see that here, I have this little connector, which ABC doesn't have, which is an option. And this little connector, what it is, for every business UPS, we have an emergency power off. So let's say you have this UPS in an office environment, and then something happens like a flood or a fire. And this is an active power source. So you push a big red button, you connect this with an RJ11 cable, you push a big red button on the wall, and it poof, stops all the power. So it is for security purposes. So this is why we have it. So the expansion slot is for LAN and so on. Now let's see something more interesting, specifications. Line interactive, green power technology, this we talked about. And please watch this. (750 VA, 675 watt). go to APC, 500 watts, 750 VA. Yummy. So remember what I mentioned here, something that's called power factor somewhere here. Load, one time, cost performance, power signature. Something here should be. No, seconds. Run time, just another socket, load, no?
Yeah.
Come on.
Number 2 on the right side.
Number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, yeah, power factor here. Yeah, I was writing this fast. So power factor is very important. So you can see, you have a 750 VA UPS with 500 watt, and you have a 750 VA UPS with 675 watt. And then the person says, you know what? I look for, I don't know, 1,000 VA UPS. How come this one costs 100 euros and that one costs 500 euros? What's the difference? Well, there are a lot of differences, of course. It's not like we throw the dice and say, this is how much this should cost, and that's how much the other one should cost. So that's very important. Then please notice this little subject that we're going to talk about, and I will emphasize it more than anything else. Power signature. And here, APC says somewhere approximation to a sine, waveform sine wave, yes, it's true. Same like we have, pure sine wave. That's a very important point. If you don't pay attention to this, it's very possible that you will buy a UPS, you will connect it with a computer, and when you switch to battery mode, the computer will switch off. And then you will say to Nikolai, my UPS doesn't work. I bought an 850 VA and I put it on my brand new Crosshair gaming PC power supply, and as soon as I go to battery mode, boom, it's off. Why? Because exactly of this sine wave factor. And let's make a parenthesis. Okay, so to conclude for ABC, we have more ergonomics, higher power factor, removable LCD, low power consumption technology, and about 30% lower price. Okay? So, why not? Now, let's talk about the power factor. It's very important. When you have a device connected into AC, you have this little black line here. This is the normal. The same thing the UPS does. You connect the UPS, you have on the output a black line like this. It's a sine wave. Now, it's possible that many of the UPSs, the low-cost UPSs, when you switch to battery mode, that they run on an inverter, they take from battery power, they convert it to be AC power. When you do this, you will not have this black line. You will have either the blue line, which we call it a step wave, or this more sophisticated red line, which has a lot of little things. Now, what happens? There are some power supplies and some devices which are categorized as devices that require, that use an active power factor correction power supply. These ones, they want a black line to work. Some of them, like the platinum version that we discussed before, and some of the brands like Apple, they require, even for the smallest load, to have this black line on the output. Otherwise, it just don't work. Others, they work up to a certain tolerance factor, but they make this little noise like, and they work. But then if you increase the load, suddenly boom, off. So you can have a UPS with, let's say it's 2000 VA and you have a load of 500 VA, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And then you think the UPS is defective. No, it's not. So as a rule, every Apple device, every gaming computer, and every server need a pure sine wave output to work. So you have to buy a UPS with a pure sine wave output. Now, let me show you what happens here. This is more interesting. So this on a digital analyzer. So you can see this here. When this is kind of a step wave, simulated step wave output of battery mode. And you see this little orange thing here. Now, this is for the older, more tolerant power supplies like HP is using, for example. When the more load you put on the UPS, this line, the longer it becomes. The more load, the longer the line. Up to a certain point, it works. And then suddenly, boom, it will stop working, and it will switch off. And then you call Nikolai, say the UPS is not working, but actually it was your own choice. Fortunately, we still replace, but we will give you a recommendation. So, to choose the different type of UPS. So the point is, this is the breaking point on this particular experiment, which was done over here. The rule is this: for the active PFC power supply, they don't care the top, how it can be. They only care this. This has to be a straight line. But there are other devices, they also care for the top. Which are they? I summarize them here. So, all computers equipped with active PFC power supply, which is most of the computers these days, except the small network stations, some NAS systems. That's why I asked my friend from Synology which ones are using active PFC power supply, because there are some NASs now that come with active PFC power supply and they will not be working properly. So laser printers, photocopiers, electrical devices using motors. Okay, this you wouldn't use a washing machine with a UPS normally, but you might. Depends. Fluorescent lights, not LED, but fluorescent, the older ones. If you don't have a pure sine wave, they will flicker like this. They need a pure sine wave, not a flicker. A lot of modern OLED TVs, hi-fi audio. It makes jitters without the pure sine wave. Battery chargers of high-power devices. Okay, heating devices, electrical clocks, running directly from AC power, not through battery or a converter. Just directly AC clocks. They need a pure sine wave, otherwise the time will be wrong. You know, and for all medical applications. So, this is a very important point, and I spend time on it because I want to emphasize it. There are other things here. So, for example, do you want the UPS to be noisy or not? If you have it in some closet, in some server room or whatever, you don't really care so much, or in the basement. But if you have it where you work or where you sleep, of course you care if it is noisy or not. So live interactive UPSs with the green power UPS technology are not noisy. Remember that. They only make a little noise when running on battery mode, and some of them not at all. So for example, here, Nikolai was very kind to show us. So I'm running this now on battery mode. It's really heavy. It's good for your health to carry such a UPS every day. It's like just muscles. See, by the way, color screen, huh? Eh? Did you notice the tilt? It's fancy, right? You don't have this with ABC, do you? Look at this. Very good. Great. And by the way, no noise. No noise, running on battery mode. Why? Because temperature is cool, batteries are charged, so the charge is not running at the moment, it's not connected, and no load attached. Very high load. So, this beep beep, it reminds you it does on battery mode. If you push for 3 seconds the button that says toggle, it switches off. Okay. This UPS, for example, is the most entry level we have. And usually Nikolai is bundling with low level NAS systems, like from Synology. Also no noise, this is much lighter. And simulated sine wave. So, see, now there is a big price difference between that one and this one, right? How much, Nikolai, you sell that one? You don't remember?
Twice then this.
More?
More? 10 times more.
What do you mean? 4 times on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but there's a difference. For one thing, the other one is much heavier. so this means something. Secondly, it has a lot of other features that we can discuss. That is entry-level, really server UPS technology. And that one is like to put your router, your emergency lights, your phone, if you have a wireless phone, your NAS system, whatever. So there's the difference. By the way, the little one also has another feature that the plastic cannot catch fire. It's fireproof. I suspect you need proof. We make this because we sell these models a lot to India, and they put them outside with a very high heat. Finish, I'm just starting. He says, let's finish. Okay, I'm just starting here, come on. Not even an hour yet. so hold on a second. The last one is our plastic, of course. The other is APC, the other two are local Indian brands. Huh? Biochemical miracle, that's why we have our own injection factory. So, anyway, continuing, just to wrap this up. Where's my? Thank you. Okay, of course, if you want future expandability, you buy UPS that can support external battery packs, or not. From the beginning, you have to think. Serviceability, how easy, we talked about this. If you have sophisticated software that runs with this, CyberPower has some of the best in the world, and they're totally free. Either for personal use or for business, it doesn't matter. So, if you have USB chargers, for example, let's say you have your UPS and you charge also your phone, and it's like yesterday in Barnstable, they cut the power for 2 hours, right? So if I wouldn't have such a UPS with battery back up USB chargers, normal and Type-C. You see that? They're also connected to battery. So, power consumption, safety, environmental, blah, 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 blah. And you see what I said? Look at this, it looks. There was one time we installed UPSs for a very luxury cruise liner, and the big boss came and he saw this thing. He said, what is this? And put it on the floor. They wanted something with design, and it looks. So it depends, or if you have it for a home cinema system or whatever. So anyway, so a lot of things over here to consider, and I cut this short because Nikolai is pointing a gun at me. So, Nikolai, do you want me to talk about inverters or not?
Yes.
Inverters. Inverters.
2, 3 words.
Inverters. There's a few words. Emergency power systems. Okay, there's another. Okay.
Just told, where is the difference?
All right. Now, for UPSs, I didn't even have the chance to talk about software. See, we have very sophisticated software solutions that we can even build a custom environment for an entire building, like to control fans, to control heating systems, cooling systems, whatever is connected on the specific protocol, and not just for the UPS. A lot of products, a lot of things. But now, Nikolai wants me to talk to you about this thing here. It's the entry-level version of our inverters. Very cute little box, it's beautiful color, you see, so, and it's wall mountable, by the way. There's one black here, and 2 cables that connect to a battery or a series of batteries. This battery can be a car battery, can be normal UPS battery of different capacities, etc. What is the difference? This is a line interactive UPS, but it is industrial class. What does it do? It backs up a lot of devices for a long period of time. Let me give you a little example. If I take one of, let's say, high capacity business UPSs here. So, so this one, this is a 6 kVA rack mount, very professional UPS that you can see also. By the way, these are details that I'm not allowed to talk because of time. You see the back panel is all removable. The switch, chuck, everything is out. You can replace the UPS, the whole unit, and put a new one back in and just connect the back panel, no downtime. So this is called a removable PDU. Look at all the connectivity here, it's like chaotic, totally. It does everything. So, and very nice 6 kVA UPS, but this is not what I wanted to show you. See the runtime chart. So I have this product here, and let's say I want to have 4,000 watt. For 4,000 watt with built-in batteries, will run for 15.2 minutes. So if this is not enough for me, I can add an external battery pack, or maybe two. With two external battery packs, it will go to 50 minutes. So if you want to have, I don't know, 3 hours, for example, you need maybe 9 of them. So, and then the cost becomes a lot. Okay? So the alternative is to use a product like this. Okay, that's the bigger version, but in reality is a product that can run all these devices. It's a very high capacity, pure sine wave system, industrial class, with a lot of tolerance. What is important is not the power only. What is important is the duration. So for example, if you have an application and you want to run some beacon lights on, let's say, wind turbines, whatever, for 3 days, what do? If you run on that thing, within 6 hours the inverter will burn. It's not designed to run so long. And this one can run for 1 day, 2 days, no problem. So you can see here, with the same token, if I have, okay, if I take the basic version, look, I can have 8 lamps, 2 fans, 2 TVs, 1 refrigerator with freezer, 2 desktop computers, and 12,000 PDU air conditioner running from it. So we have a lot of models, but the important thing here is the runtime. So you can see if I take this kind of middle version and I use 200 AH batteries, one 200 AH battery is much cheaper than a cabinet or a rack of batteries for the normal UPS. So if I take this, and let's say I have 2,400 watt, with 6 batteries I can have 3 hours. So if I take 6 batteries times 200 euros, okay, it's like 1,200 euros worth of batteries. And if I take 9 battery packs of the others, I will spend probably 7,000 or 8,000 euros. And that's the difference. And this inverter can really run without any problem. The drawback is noisy and consumes a little bit more power than necessary. But the old one, the small one, has a lot of applications. Let me show you some applications. So this is the 3,500 VA in some place in Senegal. So you see how many batteries. So this one was running, actually the 5,000 VA, 5,000 VA for 10 hours. It was running like this every day. And then this one is an installation we make in a drill in northern Iraq. It's for the Exxon Mobil drilling site. For the air conditioning, it's a split air conditioning cooling unit. So you can see it's a cluster of 2 of these, 7,500 VA each. And you have gel batteries. So the battery technology you use is very important, 16 gel batteries. This can run 2 days, a cooling unit for a drill that extracts oil. So then we have this, for example. It's a typical farm in Nigeria. So you can have this kind of configuration, or even some smarter ones are like this. So they connect this to a solar panel, and then they also have their own batteries, and they have very good power most of the day. Sometimes they also put a generator. This is, I'm very proud of this. One second. I just need to show you. Here. This is a farmer in Spain, and he wanted to drill water from the field. So he had to operate a pump. So he put this on the trailer with 2 big batteries. He goes there, he waters the field the whole day. And then goes back home to charge it. The charger is very fast, by the way, 35 to 50 amps. So it's a pretty fast charger. This is the central post office in Senegal. And this is 10,000 watt for 12 hours running. So, and this is a very big project. That's the beginning of it, how we started it. We have in Spain for all the wind turbines. So all the LED beacons you see on the wind turbines here, we don't have many, thank God, because they don't work, trust me. You just pay money and it makes power more expensive. But when it's subsidized, which it is, so what these people want when these things are off and they don't produce power, they want the lights and some electronics to run for 2 or 3 days. And that's the system they use. Normally, they're using, this is a Schneider cabinet. So they're using 2 batteries here, 75 AH, gel type, slow charging, 10 years lifetime, because they don't want to go in service every time. And they're using this product right there. What else can you do with it? Who can tell me very quickly? Cameras. So you can have your home, your office, you can have a lot of cameras, somebody cuts the electricity, the cameras are working. You can have trapdoors, you can have sensor grid, you can have, I don't know, many things. You can use your imagination. They're working continuously, and this is the purpose of this type of product. So, any questions on the inverters? And these are not the only inverters we have. We also have a hybrid with solar, we have off-grid, on-grid, 3-phase, single-phase, la 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 la, but he will shoot me. He's already aggressively coming towards me, loaded. So, sorry, you just received today a smattering of information for cyber power. But I hope that what you heard and what you see, we can show you that it is a top quality international company that has a complete product line and is a very reliable marketing, sales, and service partner anywhere in the world and also here in Bulgaria. And I'm at your site. I often ask Nikolai, we can make some business tours. We can give kickbacks as well. We have a channel program as well that he knows about. So we tie this with a certain quantity and we give a rebate. So a lot of different possibilities really. The miners will translate it all in Bulgarian. So localization is also not bad. Service is good. I will never hassle anybody on RMA and everything will be just hunky-dory. So questions, comments, suggestions, ideas. I could show you a lot more, but he's pushing me.